How's everybody doing?
Say my name.
Breaking Banquet.
You're goddamn right.
Fucking Pikachu's over here drinking on the job. Oh, how'd you guys like the fight? So you guys enjoy the fight? Let's talk about the fight. First off, I'm not a boxer. By the way, you failed, but I'll give you some slack. The 50s macros made that challenge Ethan Ralph right now, buddy. I challenged Ethan Ralph in the interview, man. Like I called him out on the press conference. I challenged Ethan Ralph at the press conference. Next job, camping trip level 2. Maybe. Like, but here's the thing, right? Like, I don't want to fight again at 400 pounds. Like, it's an experience, but I much prefer to fight like 350 or 340. I'm hoping that the next next thing I miss the next card, and then I jump on the card after that, which would give me like 4 months to get that weight off and fight at 350. That's what I'm hoping to do. I met a lot of cool people. Like I hung out at the arena for a while and talked to people. So like, if you want to come, like I'm all down for hanging out with fans. You know, people are out here saying Badland Chugs could beat me up, and I'm like, really? Badland Chugs? No way, no. Like people on the PK subreddit thinking Badland Chugs can beat your boy up. I'm like, nah. I don't know how tall Badland Chugs is, but here's the thing. The thing is though, Badland Chugs is easily bigger than me, like weight-wise. And I think he's older than me, too. And I 100% will outwork him. Like, the whole time, like, I fed off that shit. Like, people saying I wouldn't show up and that I'm not training and shit like that. I didn't want to... Well, first off, I didn't want to give away any of my strategy. But Badland Chugs, he's way older than me. And, like, I'll outwork him 110%. Like I fed off that shit. Like, people saying I wouldn't show up and that I'm not training. Like, I don't want to give my fucking training ability away. Like, I was working with Paul Bamba and Fox the G. They were sending me videos. I was like working on my double jab, and like I was working on moving his hands. And like, there's things I messed up in the fight, obviously. I mean, like going over it and looking over it. I'm more happy with my first round than I am my second round. And like, you know, timing was a big selection of it. But after I landed basically like the Superman punch, and the reason I did the Superman punch was because I wanted to end it within 30 seconds, because I kept over and over and saying, like, I'm going to take him out within 30 seconds. Oh, I have a whole nother idea for another intro. Whole nother idea. My pinched nerve doesn't actually cause me pain. What it does is if I stand up for like 5 or 6 minutes, what happens is like my leg goes to sleep. And I thought it initially was like a blood problem. Like I was having issue, like maybe a blood clot or something like that. And my personal doctor says he thinks it's a radiculopathy and it's coming from my back. And I went and had a nerve study today, which is basically they stick needles in you and they shoot electricity up into your muscles and they like map out your nervous system. And I was sitting there, I'm like, my doctor thinks it's coming from my lower back. You gonna do it in my lower back? He's like, you should be feeling this in your lower back. And I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling it in my lower back because the nerve was completely pinched. What's my goal weight? My goal weight has always been 250 pounds, but I'd really like to get to 350. Radiculopathy. It's basically where you have either like a herniated disc or a bulging disc in your back, which pinches a nerve. I've been invited on PK, but that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is a real life PK meetup. I don't want to jump onto a podcast. I want to get them motherfuckers out of their house and actually meet up and do one live. Butterbean's actually on a cane now, man. Yeah, Pikachu's had a hard night. He's been drinking. Leave Pikachu alone. Kyle is allowed to leave his house. Hey, G Studios. Congratulations on the W King. Thank you so much, dude. My problem that caused back pain, and I have no clue if I can fix it yet. Where we're at right now, Simon, is we have to do an MRI. And I got to wait till my doctor gets in tomorrow to schedule an MRI. And then we'll get an MRI and go from there. Any info supposed on the Boogie podcast? I don't know how much I can share about the Boogie podcast. There's things working in the background, but like one of our hosts, like our third host, recently had a heart attack and he had a stent put in, so that's kind of pushed things back. And I don't know if he's going to be the third host, but this is me speculating. I know nothing, right? But like getting the third host is going to be key because like Boogie's a kind of an alpha talker and he loves attention. I'm more likely to sit back and let Boogie talk, and I work best when somebody can bounce shit off of me, right? So like we got to get a third guy that's going to be completely opposite of everything, right? Go. What did they say when you told them you wanted to do PK in person? I mean, I could give you the answer. Like, we had one scheduled for... I had one planned for April. It was either end of March or early April. And it was supposed to be in Texas. And Kyle didn't want to go. So, you know, that canceled that at that point. You guys talking about Blade and King Cobra, dude. First off, Blade can barely live day to day without saying the N-word. And, like, somebody like... Kyle's getting to the point where he might be getting social phobic, and like that's a real thing. And a lot of people like kind of look over it. Like I think Kyle's gotten to the point between prison and sitting in his house and like playing like Rust with his friends and like what kind of life view does that guy have? Like he lives off of like Taco Bell, DoorDash, and everything else. And like the thing with Kyle is Kyle's a very vain person. So like me calling him out like this will get him to do it, because like Kyle like fucking deleted his Reddit account because people made fun of his handwriting. I wish that's all people did to me was make fun of my fucking handwriting. Congratulations, George Jocko Johnson. Naysayers wrong. Put all your injury training into your boxing match. I hope your career and life continues to be better from here. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much. Dude, I wanted Low Tier God as the third host. I think Low Tier God would be a great third host because he gives he's got a different background, he's got a different point of view, he's got a different worldview. But like Keem didn't think Low Tier God would work well with us. I don't know. I thought he would be amazing. Radioactive Puck We Goo, thank you again for another donation. Can you fight Cyrex the Goblin? Dude, I'm taller, bigger, faster, and stronger than Cyrex. Why would I even want to fight him? Like, that'd be a nothing fight. That'd be like Boogie over again. I wouldn't mind fighting Ethan Ralph either. I mean, like, he says he wants to train and shit, but, like, is he really about that life? I don't need to put all these, like, head feints and boxing into it. Like, Boogie is out of it. Like, you could see it in his eyes. DSP Cyrex would be a good fight, though. Like, that would be a good fight for DSP. You know, I loved how people doubted that your boy had some hands. I think my favorite comment was on Black People Twitter. And, like, somebody, like, clipped me out of the fucking fight. And they goes, why is this fat motherfucker got hands? It's like, that was the funniest shit ever. DSP did reach out to me about the podcast. What ended up happening is, like, we were trying to put the locale podcast together. And then Boogie let it slip. And then Keem got back into it. And once Keem got back into it, DSP didn't want to work with it no more. As set a schedule, place the to do videos, accept Keemstar's next fight, do actor activities, react. Metro, yes, Metro. Dude, I would play Warzone if you showed up, Metro. I need to carry, man. I need to carry. Is Merc? Yeah, Mercador can come. I ain't got no beef with Merca. See, I wouldn't mind if Lefty came. See, I want more. I wouldn't mind more fights, but I'm not trying to go out there and get fucking destroyed either. People want to put me up against people like El Prestador. El Prestador would beat my ass. Like I'm not quick enough for somebody like that. What happened to Rocco? Rocco had acute kidney failure. It's called retinal. Big Rocco's back home, though. There's Big Rock now. I had two cats. The cat you just seen was Dr. Grayson. I should fight the winner between Richie and the quartering. I don't know. I'll see. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Yeah, the Rocco situation was terrible, man. Like the timing and everything. But like, I automatically took it as a hairball since Rocco's a big hairy cat, and both of those are signs of like acute like kidney failing. And Rocco, you don't pick up much. You don't like being held. So I didn't realize he was losing weight like he was. It's something you can't really see coming. And like I kick myself every day, and it's like, man, if I only got him there quicker. Because like I'm not opposed to taking my cat to the vet, right? Because I've spent $3,000 on Dr. Grayson between him getting blocked and like ear mites and his arthritis and stuff like that. Like if there was something I could have done to save Rocco, I would have done it. And I kicked myself because like there's signs that I missed, like him wanting to go outside suddenly and like chew on grass. Like I looked up shit on like Google, and like, you know, like the very first response is like sometimes cats have digestive issues and like they chew on grass to like help with their stomach. So like, okay. And then like I'd see like there'd be vomit on the ground every now and then.